Well, welcome to the Top Gun Show, where I bring you the top guns in the technology and telecommunications industry. Today, though, I'd like to welcome Paige Arnof Fenn, the founder and CEO of marketing communications firm Mavens and Moguls. Her clients include Microsoft, Virgin, the New York Times Company, Colgate, venture-backed startups, as well as nonprofit organizations. She graduated from Stanford University and Harvard Business School. Paige serves on several boards and is a popular speaker and columnist who's written for Entrepreneur and Forbes. Paige, with that background, man, you made it. You're on the Top Gun Show.
Thank you so much, Steve. I'm excited to talk to you today.
I'm excited to have you on, and your pedigree is like the best of probably anybody I've interviewed. So I'm glad you're on. Let's start with this. Let's talk about marketing strategy in a digital world. Let's talk about that. Given the rapid changes in buyer behavior, what should business leaders and technology executives be doing right now to ensure their marketing strategies cut through all the noise?
So, Steve, if we learned anything during the pandemic, we know that if you don't exist online, you don't exist anymore. So what I would tell leaders out there is make sure your online presence is really solid and consistent and tells, a really compelling story across all platforms. The other thing we learned is market research is no longer a nice to have, it's a have to have. The world changed so much during the pandemic. And a lot of people before the pandemic, a lot of business owners and leaders thought they knew everything there was to know about their target audience. But the world changed in 2020. Where you work, how you work, what you wear to work, everything changed. So if you're not asking your target audience some really, targeted questions about what they have, what they need, what else is out there, you're probably not addressing their needs in the new normal. So you better clean up well online, get rid of your digital dirt, and really understand at a granular level, who your audience is and what they need to know from you, what problems they need solved, and how you can help them.
I said the digital dirt's a big deal. Like, a lot of people don't even connect the dots on that. So I'm glad you brought that up. The other aspect, though, that I know is big with digital branding and marketing is trust, right? In industries like telecom and technology where competition's really intense, what's your best advice for building a brand that earns lasting trust with customers?
So trust is one of the key currencies today. The way you build trust is to build a brand, build that relationship, that emotional connection with your target audience. And you do that by planting seeds, living up to all of the promises that you make, under promise and over deliver, being consistent, again, across all platforms, in all touch points, really making sure that you've got the right words and pictures to tell your story in a compelling way that touches your target audience emotionally. A brand is a promise of a consistent experience and a consistent relationship. And, you don't build trust overnight. It's something that you need to deliver on every day, day in and day out. And if you lose trust, it could be lost forever. It could take you a long time to get back, and you may never get it back. So, trust today is, like I said, one of the most important currencies that exist. And you do it slowly from the inside out. You do it every day with your employees, with your suppliers, your vendors, your target audience, all the gatekeepers, your primary, secondary, tertiary audiences, and you live up to it all the time.
Yeah, that's well said. I always think trust is kind of like a marathon. It's a long process to build trust, and you can lose it with one bad, stupid decision to a customer. So no, that's great. That's great. I love it. I love your input on that. Let's close now with, leadership and storytelling. How can executives leverage storytelling to inspire teams internally while also winning customers externally?
So your team is your first audience. And if you do a good job of treating them well, they will in turn treat your customers well. Stories are so important. People do not remember the data, the facts, the figures. That kind of goes in one ear and out the other. What they remember are the stories, again, that touch them in their hearts emotionally and connects with them on an emotional level. So storytelling was big in the Bible. It's been part of the cavemen sitting around the campfire, and it's more important today than it's ever been before. With all the technology and artificial intelligence, um, what you see out there is a lot of robotic, generic content. And the way to stand out and again connect with your audience in a way that is relevant to them, that shows that your product or service can solve the problems they have, is through storytelling. Um, if every brand has an origin story, you've got your war stories, the good, the bad, the ugly. When you talk to your audience, you need to be human, show your humanity, um, and be vulnerable. And that's what people are going to remember. Those are the stories that sell. And that's how you stand out from all the noise and all the competition that's out there. So storytelling today, great stories never go out of style. Kids like stories, adults like stories. It works B2B, it works B2C, it works with venture-backed startups, it works with Fortune 500 companies, and every product, every service has a backstory. So really leverage your origin story in a way that you own it and that it connects with the audience, with the problems they're having. So when they have a problem that your product or service can help them solve, that they think of you first.
Well said. Well said. I love that, Paige. Good stuff. Well, I want to encourage people to reach out to Paige on LinkedIn. Again, CEO of marketing communications firm Mavens and Moguls. If you really want to make a difference with what you're doing with your organization, reach out to her. But Paige, I want to close. You don't even know I'm going to ask this. I want to close with a story. I want to hear a little story about you. What's a fun little known fact about Paige Arnof Fenn?
Oh my goodness, I got a lot of stories, Steve. I joke that I'm the accidental entrepreneur. When I was a kid, I wanted to be like Meg Whitman or Ursula Burns. I thought I would be like a Fortune 500 CEO running a big global brand. And when the internet started taking off in the kind of mid to late 90s, it was like the shiny object that I couldn't stop paying attention to. I was getting very distracted. And at that point, I was the assistant chief marketing officer at Coca-Cola, the most recognized brand in the world. And I left my big cushy corporate job and joined a startup that no one had ever heard of in Los Angeles. I think my mother and my boss thought I was having a nervous breakdown. And I've just never looked back. I ran marketing at 3 different startups that were all VC-backed tech companies. And when 9/11 hit, I hung out a shingle, and I've been doing it independently ever since. So, be careful what you wish for.
Well, I love that. I love that story. Again, storytelling, right? That's the key, and that's what people remember. Paige, I want to invite you back on the Top Gun Show sometime soon. I think you've got marvelous insight, obviously great experience, and obviously a lot of great stories to tell that I want my millions and millions of people that follow the Top Gun Show to know about. So, Paige, thank you for carving out time out of your very busy and productive schedule to be on the Top Gun Show. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed it.
And thanks for watching, everybody.